Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Vickie with VJ Designs. I just wanted to do a video showing how I make these little tea pockets. I got this idea from Tracy at Mindless Crafting, and I will try to link her video where she demonstrated these. It's been, oh gosh, probably 3 years ago. And I've actually sold quite a few of these at the community center where I volunteer at. But I thought I would just bring you along with me and create. I want to do one that's Christmas, and there's two that are not. I mean, you could just go crazy with these, and you can do them for every time of the year. And so here we go. I want to let you know, because of my trimmers, I just cut everything out ahead of time, so you wouldn't have to be watching me do that. I got my envelope. I just made this envelope. It is 4.5 inches square. And so I did some inking around the edge. This particular stamp set I got from Mindless Crafting. Also, it's so cute. I've used it a lot. Sorry about the glare. It is called Tea Lovers. I'm not sure if this is one that they have retired or not. I've had this for several years. It's got 2 different teapots on it. It has a tea kettle, several cups. It's got tea lover, may your cup runneth over. Thank you for your outpouring of support. So blessed to have you for a crafty, so blessed to have a crafty friend like you. And then another cup down here has the Eiffel Tower on it. Anyway, it's really an adorable set, and I've used it quite a lot. I put on tea parties at the church, usually in the spring. And sometimes, one time, I made these tea pockets for everybody that they could take home. So the idea is that you put a couple tea bags in here, maybe the person's that you're making it for, their favorite kind of tea, with a little card in there, something you want to say. And yeah, it's just like a little gift, and it's not that expensive, and it just tells them you're thinking about them and want to do something special. So anyway, here we go. So with this one, I'm not going to do any backgrounds or anything. I'm just gonna glue this teapot down flat. Like that. And then this little teacup, I'll tell you, fussy cutting is really hard for me. But like I said before, I do it. It just takes me a long time. But so here I'm going to stick. Glue part of this to the teacup, and the other half is going to be on dimensionals. Get it straight. Okay. Sorry, I've been battling I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's allergies. I have a cat, and unfortunately I am sort of allergic to cats. He's long hair. I'm allergic to their dander, and it's really been getting to me the last few days. Plus, it's been really windy here, and I think there's a lot of stuff floating around in the air, so I don't know. Anyway, so there's that. And then I put this tea lever on a little bit darker, well, the same color cardstock as this. I'm going to put this up here. I want to put these tea bags coming down from there. Let's just do this. Let's see. I need these dimensionals. This is something I do, and I can't remember who I saw do this, but I kind of like the idea. Is you put a dimensional right in the middle, and then you put glue on each end. So you put that up here, and then just glue down the ends. So it's got a little dimension there in the middle. Okay, and then, oh shoot, I was going to, put that in the corner. So we'll move that over a little bit, sorry. I'm gonna put this up here in the corner. So blessed to have a crafty friend like you. And I already inked it. Okay, so there's that. And then we have these little tea bags. They're so cute. And I think I will glue this part down and put dimensionals on the bottom here, those little ones. Hope you all are having a wonderful day. It just seems like I've been running from morning to night for the last few days. And this is Friday when I'm filming this, and I'm looking forward to Craft Roulette, which is only in about 20 minutes, so I may have to stop the video and come back to it. Okay, so there's that, and then I did these little hearts that I want to put on here, and so I'm just going to glue this one. I'll glue right here. And these two, I'm going to glue this one down here. And then put dimensionals on this one. And there. So there's the first one, and it took, you know, less than 10 minutes to do that. Of course, I had everything cut out and colored and everything, but and if you want, you know, you can go ahead and, which I probably will do, ink the back, ink the flap, and then for closure you can either put some sort of a little seal on there, or you can close it with just a little bit of tape, or like a little, you know, anything. Just use your imagination. So there you go. You could even take like another cup and glue on it like that. That would be cute. Okay, so there's the first one. Second one, I wanted to do Christmas, and this is the same size. This is 4.5 by 4.5 square. I don't know, do you guys have, I have this little envelope maker here, and if you want to make anything other than a square, like I was trying to make an envelope for, say you wanted to do one that was 3 by 5.5, or even 3 by 4.5. If it's an odd size, the lines do not come, it does not come out like this. Has anybody else come across that? I must be doing something wrong, because it only looks like this if I make a square. If I make anything other than a square, it doesn't come out right. It's wonky. So, I don't know if anybody has any ideas. I probably should just Google it. If you know of a good tutorial video on that that I can watch, that would be appreciated, because I don't know, I ruined a couple pieces of cardstock trying to do that, and then I decided to use copy paper, and I just could not get it to come out if I made anything other than a square. So there's that. So this one is going to be a Christmas. I made a teapot with the red. The other one is more of a pink. And this one is definitely red, like a red Christmas rose. And I have a bunch of these pieces left from a card kit that I had. It's called Christmas Flower Pots. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten it. I used it. It is so cute. And these little things stand up, and they're like 3-dimensional. And anyway, there are a lot of little pieces, odds and ends left from this kit. So I'm going to use a couple of them. And so I'm going to glue this black strip across the bottom, first of all. I mean, I'm keeping these fairly simple. I've gotten pretty elaborate with them. I didn't want to make them look too crowded. So, and then I'm just going to glue this down in the middle here. And somebody asked me what kind of glue I was using. I normally use the art glitter glue, as a lot of people do. And I don't know if you missed out on my first couple videos. I showed this trick. I'm using your art glitter glue. You use a little jar, and you take a spray bottle and just put this paper towel in the bottom and just spray it, get it wet. Okay, and then after you use your glue, you just keep the pin out of it and you turn it upside down. As long as you're crafting, this will not clog up. You could craft for hours. You take it out and it'll work. I struggled, like everyone does, with that pin and getting clogged. How many hours do we spend unclogging our glue? And you don't have to. And I learned that at Paper Ganza. the crafting weekend I went that was hosted by Mary Gunn Fun and Stephen Gunn with Craft Roulette. And if you guys don't know what Craft Roulette is, oh boy, you're missing out. I will also put her link in the description below the video, and go check her out sometime. It is an amazing show on Fridays. It's well, by the time you see this, it'll be over, but it's on Friday nights, 5 o'clock my time. I'm Mountain Time, so you can figure it out from there. But she's Central. So if you're Central, it'd be 6 o'clock and so on. But it is so fun. And those people over there are amazing. Okay, so I think what I wanted to do is put this on here like this. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that dimensional on there like I did the last one. And this one I just took, I have this sponge that already has some, it's that brick, what's it called? That brick color of the, oh, I've got it here, sorry. Fired brick, Distress Oxide from Ranger. Once you put a bunch of ink on it, I mean, you can just keep using it. And so I just distress the edges of this to get put a little red on there. So I'm going to go ahead and put dimensional in the middle of this. And glue it down. Oh, I can't. I think I'm doing it crooked. Okay. So if I do this, and what I did was I took the like this one, you know, I fussy cut all around it. Actually cut it right there, but I just cut these out, and I taped some irregular, it's like crochet thread to the back to make it look like tea bag strings. And so what I should have done was glue that to the back of that. Not glue, but tape. That's what I did on the bottom here. I taped those pieces. I'm going to tape this back here so it'll stay, hopefully. What I didn't want to do was for the tape to show. Struggle is real, I'll tell you, when you got trimmers, and I've been pretty frustrated about them today, so just trying to stay thankful. It is frustrating. So I think I'll just let those dangle down like that. That's pretty cute. I'll put dimensionals on these. I love this set. It's just been so much fun to use. I would check out Bill and Tracy Phillips on Mindless Crafting. They are amazing. And they're so encouraging, and you never know with their lives, what you're going to end up doing, crying, laughing. They do a lot of singing. They're both amazing. They both have amazing voices. Bill is very musical. Very musical. And Tracy has an amazing voice too. So you just never know what you're going to end up doing on their lives. And they changed their lifetime to Wednesdays at noon, which kind of made me sad because I'm busy on Wednesdays. It used to be Tuesday and Thursday, but their lives kind of changed and they had to make some adjustments. So if you can go sometime and check them out, you will love them. Absolutely love them. Okay. So I put dimensionals on that little bow. I mean, isn't that just so cute? I mean, who wouldn't want to get that? With a couple tea bags in there. I mean, that's just amazing. So cute. And what you could do is put a little heart up here, and I might do that also. Or you could put a little bling on each side down here, put some bling around. You can dress it up however you want. So I'm running out of time right now, and I'll have to come back and do the other one. So I will be right back. Okay, so this is the next one I'm going to do, and I think this will be the last one. This one is only 3 by 3. It's very small, but it'll still hold 1 or 2 tea bags. Personally, I am not a tea drinker. Once in a while, I will have tea. Wondering about using this. Sort of keeping this as a theme, but I don't know, I kind of like these colors. So I'd gotten all these. I could do another one using the black and white. That's kind of what I want to do. And then they have these little tiny flowers over here that I want to put on. So let's just get this down. So this was actually 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I cut this black piece out at 3 by 3. So now I've had this glue sitting in here for about 2 hours, and it just works beautifully. Okay, so let's get this down. It has a nice little frame around it. And I'm just going to glue this down. So I did watch Craft Roulette, and I submitted my card already. I very rarely do that, but the perimeters were fairly easy. I will show you my Craft Roulette card. This is my card. The perimeters were, the project was encouragement. So the sentiment that I used, hope this brightens your day, that's for the encouragement. Colors were sophisticated. Purple, white, and gray are pretty sophisticated colors. Let's see. Element was house pet. So I had this cute stamp set from Mindless Crafting that has some animals on it. And this cute stamp right here, this is a stamp, and I just stamped it on brown paper so the basket and the puppies would come out brown. And I just added some white on them. A little white on the basket. And then fussy cut it out. It was fairly easy to fussy cut, but that's the first time I'd used that particular stamp. So I was glad I was able to do that. And then the random was twine or string. So I used this brown twine on here for the bow on the basket. And then carried the purple. You can barely see it, but the card base is purple. And then I put a white matte. And then the gray on top of that. And then the purple hearts to bring in the purple. So that's my Craft Roulette card for this week. Like I said, I very rarely get it done during the program, but I kind of had an idea once those perimeters came out of what I wanted to do. So, okay, so I'm going to put this up here on the top. Oops. Oh, that's not working very well. I'm going to do the same thing with this. Give it a little dimension. Just put the dimensional right in the middle. Make sure I get it straight. And then glue down the ends. And then, let's see. I had colored this in already. It kind of goes with that, but I'm not too worried about it not being totally matchy-matchy. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And I had cut that string when I was cutting it out, so we'll just glue it down and make it look won't be able to tell. I don't know. I got a little glue on there, so when it dries it should be fine. And then I just want to put some of these little flowers. I picked these up, I think, it was Hobby Lobby, because I needed some of these little flowers like this. And I thought these were really cute. And everything I got that day was on sale. Like 40% off, so yeah, it was nice. I'll put one down here. So I just think that is so cute. And then again, you can ink if you want or whatever, but you could even put, I had another one of these cut out. You could ink around that and just put that over the back. Or you can put that inside as a note with your tea bags Very cute. I just love these. This is kind of one of those projects that once you get started, you kind of don't want to stop. But I think I'm going to stop now. So these are the ones that I made. And like I said, you can make these any size you want. So there's the first one we made. So cute. Here's the second one. It's more of a Christmas theme. And I have this little thing too that was out of the same leftover out of the same kit. I could have put that on there and Merry Christmas on the back, or I could just put this across the back when I close it and just say just for you. So yeah, and then this is the third one we did. This is the smallest one I've ever made, but it still works, and it would be really cute to slip in a card to somebody. If you mail it, you will have to pay extra postage because it'll be bulky, especially if you put tea in it. But if you're handing it to somebody, it doesn't really matter. So there they are. I hope this inspires you guys to make something like this, and let me know if you do. All right, thanks for coming by. Press that like button and subscribe if you haven't, and I'd love to see you on my channel. And you guys have a wonderful day, whatever time of day you're watching this, day or evening, and we will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.